Yes, sir. Checking 1 2, checking 1 2 1 2, making sure I am in fact live. What is going on, my fellow simpletons and degenerates? It is I. Here we go. Yes, sir. Back in action once again. Here we are, my fellow simpletons. Here we are. How are you guys? I know I have been missing in action few weeks, but here we are. Did tell you guys I was gonna go back to work. A lot crazier than I thought it would be, and guess what? Market just as crazy. So what are you gonna do? Um, welcome back. Welcome back to my channel, guys. Um, everything is cool. Just felt like I had to go on live today. I finally have a few days off, and I figured I am going to obviously go live and talk to you fellow simpletons and degenerates. I hope you guys are in fact doing well. I hope you guys are taking full advantage of everything the market has to offer right now because it is in fact a beautiful, beautiful day. If you know what you are doing, if you have been tuning into this channel until I took my little hiatus, um, what are we gonna do, right? Welcome back. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the Savage of Wall Street live. Um, it feels good to be back. I'm extremely, extremely tired. I did tell you guys I was going to come back. It was going to be a little bit. I was working 15, 16-hour days in a row. I mean, I didn't take a day off in 21 days, I think, 22 days. Something awful. Something completely awful. But yeah, I my last day was yesterday. Came home like around 4 p.m. I figured, I think I was gonna go live yesterday, and I took a shower, I had dinner, I chilled with my family, and then I forgot. I'll be honest. Um, but it feels good to be back. I woke up early and I saw what the market was doing, and I have been busy all morning for like the last 2.5 hours. I've been buying back on stinkers, some covered calls. I've been buying back uh, a lot of long calls. Um, I've been selling cash secure puts, and they've been triggering all over the place. I have been rolling covered calls that were extremely underwater um, for the last 6 months, and today it was a chance to go from 35 to 45 and still get paid. I rolled some 2027s from $35 strikes to $45 strikes, unities. Um, and I got paid like $1 and change to do so. So, I mean, why wouldn't I do that? Right. I BMNR, I bought back a lot of covered calls for 60, 70, 80% profit. AI, C3.ai. I bought a lot of, let's see, Navitas Semiconductor. It's been busy, man. I've been really, really busy. BBAI, RKT. Um, I bought more BMNU because it's just I sold some $30 cover calls on BMNU like I think yesterday or the day before, and I got a nice little pretty penny. I bought those back for 60, 50% today, one day. So and I just used that money to buy more BMNU today. I bought more BMNR with some cash secure put money. I mean, it's been a morning. I hope you guys have been just as busy. Um, and it feels good to be back. Hopefully people will turn in. I mean, I know, a lot of people probably just said, "Oh, the Savage is gone." I'm not. I just extremely busy with work. So I hope you guys are well, and I hope you guys have been making moves this morning. It's a very busy morning in the stock market today. As you guys can see, the little guy's there, man. He actually has not moved since I did my last live, because I feel extremely bearish about the overall market conditions, right? And just everything is flashing, red for me, and I have all these um trigger warnings, and it's just they're there. They haven't gone anywhere. And so, yes, I'm back. I see Kent's mom is in the house. um Always be riding is in the house. Welcome back, Savage. You say Mark C, welcome back. How's the back? Mark C with a $10 super chat. Thank you, man. I appreciate it, Mark C. Much love, man. I really do appreciate it. Ray Sherlock in the house saying, yes, Savage, honestly great to have you back live. I was loving the streams. Thank you. I was loving doing them. It's just I again, my back is okay. It's a little tight, because I have been working a lot. I've tried my best to not do extremely physical stuff. And that's what my I had assistants, and so they kind of were doing a lot of the work. Um, and now that it's done, I can talk about what I was doing. I was actually working on the Salesforce convention in San Francisco, and so it was a very, very arduous task. It took a long time to prepare, and then it happens. It's like a 3, 4, 5 day thing, and then it's gone. But then it's there's always that time that you have to break down the convention, and things have to happen, right? So, and out of 10,000 people, 8,000 people that work in that area where I work, like maybe a handful of people do what I do. So yeah, there's a lot of uh responsibility, right? But it's great. It's just very long days, and it's extremely hard to just go live, because I do, before going live, I usually you know do my due diligence, and I look at stocks, and I research, and I go so that I know what I'm talking about, right? And I didn't want to just come in cold. But there's so much going on right now that I figured, even if I haven't really been researching, I could just, I mean, it's all there. The market conditions are what they are. And I was noticing people asking, yesterday, why the market is tanking. Even though 25% base, or 25 basis points was the number everyone had talked about. And why was this happening? And it's one of those things where two things happen, right? It's one of those buy the rumors, sell the news days, obviously. But you have to take into account that although 25 basis points were cut, right? Um, the interest rates I'm talking about. Jerome Powell did say that it's not a given that he's going to cut an additional 25 basis points in December, which had been cooked in, right? This is why the market was basically going upwards. And so companies were thinking about, okay, we're going to be able to borrow more money for less. December, we're going to have an additional 25 basis points. So we're going to be able to, account for next year. And so that that warning that Jerome Powell gave the overall market, um, it sent shock waves everywhere, right? So then companies had to adjust and say, shit, So, and I told you guys a month ago or so, right, that nothing was for sure. I was like, listen, the way things are going, um, Jerome Powell could cut, 50 basis points in the next year, 75. He could cut once. He doesn't have to cut at all. There is no data coming in, right? We don't have unemployment numbers, right? So it's like basically you're flying. Think of it like this: if a pilot is just flying to fly, there's no radar, right? There's just information as to what the last planes that flew 3 weeks ago. Um, there, if there's that's all the data that they have nothing else to go by. They could just see what's ahead. Look at the velocity that planes fly in, right, or at. Um, that's exactly what's happening with the economy. We're flying blind, and people don't take that into account, and so um, it's a little disconcerting, right? So this is exactly what Jerome Powell is saying. He's saying we don't really have any data to go by, right? I mean, look, between Microsoft, Apple, Google, all these companies that are laying people off, that are actually the numbers that they're giving you are like 20,000, 30,000 people. And then you add those. I think I looked at 20 companies and I went over 250,000 jobs people that were going to be laid off, right? And this is like this month, the next coming up month. So I can only imagine the number that people that are getting laid off and or flat out fired all over the place. The administration doesn't want people to know this because they know it's terrible. It looks bad. They can't they can't put a spin on losing 500,000 jobs. How can you put a spin on that? They're not creating anything. And right now, it's all fugazi. You know, you have Nvidia, going over $5 trillion market cap yesterday, right? But it's just fugazi. It's there. These companies are essentially just dealing with each other at this point. Nvidia is partnering with NVTS. Nvidia is partnering with Google, with Microsoft, whatever, right? They're partnering with all these, and so those companies, they go up because, oh, Nvidia is partnering with us, but like essentially what they're doing is just they dump money in there because nobody else is putting money into that company, right? So when you look at the amount of clients that a company has, if you were to look at averages, I assure you that the averages for what of clients that companies have are less right now than they were last year. You can't grow by getting smaller. Do you understand? So that's what's going on right now, and and I think that the market is basically just trying to adjust, but it's going to be painful either way. Um, so if you've been following my channel for the last few months, you know that we love our covered calls. We love our cash secure puts. And today, this is exactly why I tell you guys, right? When I sell a cash secure put, I go out 2-3 months, right? It's cute to go out a week or two because you want to make that 4%, monthly, that 5% monthly. Oh my God, because it's it's kind of, if you were to make, I guess if you were to take 5% every month for a year, that's 60%, right? So like and so anyways, I think that's what's attractive to some people about that. Needless to say, if you make 60% back in a year, on anything, I think that's outperforming the market like bigly. And it's great numbers. I mean, those are attractive. But personally, I'd rather take 25% in 3 months, 20% in 3 months, and take a bigger chunk, right? And so that's why I go 2-3 months out, and that's why I go 1 or 2 strikes below the low of the day on an extremely red day, because I prepare myself for conditions like today, because we don't know what's going to happen, right? In theory, um, I guess when you do cash secure puts and or covered calls and you go out, a couple of weeks or whatnot, and you take, 6%, 5%, it's cool, right? Um, but would you rather have 60% of $4, which is $2 and change, right? Like 250, 240. Would you rather have that? Or would you rather have, 80% of 50 cents, right? Which is 40 cents. I mean, that's the way that I look at things. And so to me, it's more attractive to take big chunks and give up a little more time than to start playing catch up and just kick the can down a week at a time. It doesn't make sense to me, because I'm in here to make money, right? I'm in the market to make money. And if you are just taking little bits, it's cool when you have like a portfolio that's $10 million. Like if you're bringing in 3% a month, and you have $10 million, 2% a month. I mean, that's incredible. Um, but I rather take big chunks, and this is exactly why. So, like I was saying, I did some BM&U covered calls that I sold, yesterday, and BM&R some covered calls the day before, and I sold, I think, $65 strikes and $60 strikes out to January, and I brought in like big chunks of money, right? Um, well, I just closed those for 60% gains, 50% gains. So if I sold for $7, and $8, I just made $400 in days, right, per contract. Like if I would have just sold like a biweekly, right, I would have sold, let's say, for $100 right now. I close at 80%, 90%, but it's not. You see what I'm saying? It's a lot less than like those big chunks that I took. And now that the stocks are actually like down where they are, right? I can go and sell a 50 or a 55 again now to January, still stay in that same strike date, just go lower um, on the strike price, and then just bring in more money. That's how I do it. That's how you play this game. And anyways, I hope you guys are making money, right? And I know that today is one of those days that a lot of people are having a hard time. A lot of people are saying the market's crashing. It's not. It's not. You know, I think that a crash is 30% of the overall market. Like if the S&P or the Nasdaq, right, or the Dow fell 30%, if we went from like 46,000 to like 30,000, 33,000, right? That's a crash. If the market goes down 1, 2%, 3% even in a day, that's not a crash. It's just a minor correction. The market could go down another 10% overall, right? And it still would be a correction. It's healthy. I tell you guys all the time, it's a healthy thing to have corrections. You want that because the market's frothy right now. I keep telling you guys that. And I know some of you guys pay attention and are like, you know what, that makes sense. And I know some of you guys, don't believe it. And you guys are like, no, like look at the market. We keep going higher. But are we really going higher? Right? No, everything is telling us all these warning signs are blinking, and you have to know where to look, and you have to know how to see it. Um, there's just I mean, the government shutdown is really hurting people right now, and you don't personally, maybe you're not personally hurting because, we obviously are in the stock market, and we're savvy enough to cover ourselves, right? Via cash secure puts, covered calls, and we're making money whether the stock market goes up or down. That's the beauty of this game, right? That we're not at the mercy of the market. The market is at the mercy of us, and that's the beautiful thing. But most Americans, right? Um, they don't invest. They're at the market. They're at the mercy of everything else, and so that's what you need to look at. Look at people that are not going to be able to afford their insulin. Look at people that are not going to be able to receive SNAP benefits, um, and then for some reason, people think a lot of Americans. From a certain perspective, look at things like, well, that's fine because a lot of people are lazy and they don't want to get to work, right? But that's not true. There's actually a lot of children from the Appalachians, right? From West Virginia, from Mississippi, from Alabama, um, from Florida, from Georgia, from uh, from Wyoming. I mean, there's so many people that they do not meet a specific threshold, so they have to have assistance. They won't be getting that assistance anymore. Don't think of like some dummy from Chicago or New York City that's 26 years old and he's played the system somehow. Don't think about him because there's not many of them. Think about the mom that lost her husband to an accident, that has 3, 4 kids. Think of the wife whose husband uh, was deployed and now she won't be able to receive assistance. Think of like somebody who's a single mom, for whatever things that didn't work out with her significant other, and he left her, with 4 or 5 children, and she can't work because the kids are all different ages, and I mean that's why I pay taxes, so that I'm able to assist people like that. Um, that have gotten a really raw deal from life, and those children, they need to be fed. Those children should be able to go to school. That's why I pay taxes, right? And so those people are not going to receive assistance. Those people are like right now on the chopping block. I think of people that have worked 40, 50 years, their whole life, and they could never get a break, and they retired, and they're receiving Medicaid or Medicare, and their own Social Security, and that's going to get cut. VA benefits getting cut. I mean, that's what I think about. And it's terrible how from one side of the political spectrum they're giving you like this image, right, of like some people from like big cities, playing the system, but like that's so few, as opposed to like the amount of people that are actually getting hit hard, which actually for the most part are like the conservative states. But that's what's going on. um Anyways, let's see here. Who's in the house? Ray Sherlock's in the house. It's great to be back, brother. Mark C, thank you so much. Um, my thoughts on FI. You mean SoFi, Mark C? Ken's mom saying you about can't listen live, but I will be watching playing later. It's all good, Ken's mom. Ray Sherlock saying I've been writing cover calls on GME. I feel we won't see about 25 next or something thoughts. Well, on GME, all right, Ray. I actually sold half of my position on GME a couple of weeks ago, and I sold an extra 100 shares today. In although I made money, my average was $13. I should have sold earlier, but I just I wanted to see where it went. I do have some $25 covered calls that are just decaying. I'm not even going to touch them. They're out to April next year, and I'm just going to leave them alone. I'm ready to get taken out. I just saw so much opportunity elsewhere, and BM&R being where it is, AI taking a hit. Like I said, I rolled some unities today. RXRX. I bought back a lot of covered calls. SoFi's under $30. Um, let's see, Rivian is at $13. I bought more SOXS today, so that's my little hedge. Um, I sold, like I said, GME. Archer Aviation. I bought back a lot of covered calls. SMCI, I rolled from 55 to 65s. I'm actually at 2028 now. I went from 2027 to 2028. Totally okay with that because I received like 300-400 bucks like today to roll. And that's a 1,000, that's a $1,400 move, because if I go from $55 strikes, right, to 65, that's $1,000 move, and I get 400 bucks. What? They're literally paying me 400 bucks right now to sell my stock for an extra $1,000 per every 100 shares. That's crazy, and I gladly take it, because now I could take that money, right, and I could dump it into BM&R, cash secure puts, right, and I can buy C3.ai at market price. I bought some calls, some long calls on C3.ai, some $20 strikes, 2027. I bought some 25s, and I hit stinkers triggered. So like that's what I'm trying to do today. You know, let me see. Sentinel One, I sold some cash secure puts. TerraWolf cash secure puts. Riot, I bought back a lot of cover calls on Riot. Um, I wrote some Open Door Technologies. I wrote some RKT cash secure puts. Um, I actually bought back some Webull covered calls, and I did some more cash secure puts, some 1250s expiring 2027. Actually, um, let's see. I rolled some. I actually rolled SoFi, so that's that was cool. Um, let me see here. What else do we have here? Uh, QUBT. I actually bought at market price. Um, it went under $15, so they triggered at 14.95. So I bought some shares. I bought more BMNU. BMNU hit like the 19s. I bought at 1951. So it's now recovered to 2003. Um, I've been busy, man. I've been pretty busy today. That's where the opportunity is, right? I think some $50 cash secure puts on BMNR would not be a terrible thing. Um, I wrote some end phase cash secure puts. I Let's see here. So BMNR right now is at 47.16, right? And if you go to like January, um, $50 cash secure puts. Right now they're giving you 10.53. So for 10.55, you can bring $1,055 right now if you sell a $50 cash secure put. You could have gotten $11 earlier because I sold one. So I should sold two. Um, so January 16, 2026, $50 cash secure puts BMNR, $1,053 right now. You could ask for 10.55. It'll probably trigger 10.60. Why not? It's a I mean, it's free money, you know. And you could take those $1,000 and then sell, two $5 RXRX cash secure puts expiring in January, and then just sit on a pile of cash. I have some $55 cash secure puts on BMNR that I got like $14 for, 14.85. At this point, they're 9.73. I'm not even touching them. I'm trying to get a sign. You know, I have $54 cash secure puts. I have $50 cash secure puts and $65 calls that are expiring 11/21. So I'm doing nothing on that because it's a cash grab and it's such a moneymaker. I'm just daring the market to put those shares into my account. Um, Anyhow, Jude K is in the house saying, hi, Savage. Hope all is well. All is well, my friend. Thank you. Welcome back, he says. I appreciate that. Ahoy, and welcome back, Savage. James of the Trees is in the house. Beach Boy! Beach Boy, what is up, Beach Boy? Shalom, my friend. I hope everything is well with you in Israel right now. Jesse Wilkes saying, welcome back, Savage. Thank you, Jesse. Appreciate it, man. He's on. Glad you're on, Savage. Fiserv, it tanked yesterday. Mark C, I'll be honest with you, I have not followed that at all. I don't know what FI is. I never even looked at it, but let's check it out. I mean, a lot of stuff is going to tank today. It's $66, so that's a little pricey, right? The Fiserv shares fall nearly 5% today amid broad analyst downgrades and sharp 2026 guidance cut. Fiserv reported quarter 3 2025 results yesterday with a 1% revenue increase, but missed EPS estimates, posting 204 versus 263 expected. So they're short 60 cents per share. The company cut its 2026 earnings guidance by about 30%. I wouldn't touch it. I wouldn't touch it, man. It seems like it's let's see. The 52-week high is $238. 52-week low is now. I don't know, man. I can't honestly give you an honest review because it's not something I've been looking at. However, it's at a 52-week low, which I mean I like that. I like that, it's a 52-week lows, but I don't know much about the company, right? So if you've been following it, it's downtrending for sure. I mean, it's a whoa. That's in the last month. It was 126 and now it's 60. So it's down 50%. Yeah, I wouldn't touch it, man. Um, I guess I would see how it reacts. You would know better. I mean, you would know better if you've been following it. But yeah, the volume today is 31 million. The average volume is 8 million. People are selling this pig right now. Um, there is no divergence. I mean, it's a 51% buy, 46% hold, 3% sell. It's a tough one, dude. I mean, it's just you know best. You know what your appetite for risk is here. So how risk adverse are you? Are you long term on this? Would you be? Is it something that you're just trying to get into because it's down so much? I would have to look at like their board. I have to look at who their clients are. Their guidance is down 33%. Obviously, right? That's what their expectations are to make 33% less money. Um, yeah, it's not looking good. Um, I guess it's at 52-week lows, but it probably could go down another 20% easily. I, you know, if it was at 40 and there was actually some good news coming out, go through that route, do some $40 cash secured puts, try to bring in $5 per share, and then realistically buy it at 35, I guess. But like, it's disingenuous of me to just say, go on and take a dip. This is not financial advice, obviously. I'm just, um, it's not something I invest in right now. There's just so much more opportunity elsewhere for me, right? So those are my thoughts, my friend. For that price, you could go into BMNR and I think you have a better option there. But that's just my perspective, right? C3.ai is pretty low right now. Lyft, Lyft is $20 right there right now. You could do some $20 cash secure puts, up to January and try to get paid to buy Lyft. Um, Lyft is going to make a lot of money. It's just right now. There's a lot of people that are getting margin called right now. That's what's going on, right? There's a lot of people that are selling and taking profits. There's a lot of people that are nervous and taking pivots. There's a lot of people that are getting margin called. All that is happening right now. So don't fear the upside and don't fear the downside. Like today is a great day for opportunity. I mean, just looking at the market, right, and just looking at my Savage 20, um, SoFi is down 3.9%. $30 cash secure puts expiring 2027. Not terrible, man. SoFi is gonna make it's gonna be $40 next year. Um, so right now, 2027. Let's see, January 2027, $30 cash secure puts. You could bring in $850 right now. Ask for 875, 870, to buy SoFi at $30. So you essentially are buying it like at 2150, 2160, 70, right? Like that's nothing wrong with that at all. That's where the opportunity is today. AI is down, 1.5%, but because everything is down. So right now, I totally would say, hey guys, wait for C3.ai to go down 5%, 10%. But it's already down a lot because of what's happened in the last few days. So right now is when you go to December, um, January 2027, and do a $20 cash secure put, 1750 cash secure puts. Try to get $480 for it for 1750s. Um, $20 are giving you 635. I don't see anything wrong with that. This stock is not going to be $20 in 2027. It's probably going to be closer to 30, 35. So those are going to be worthless. It's just a cash grab. You could buy some calls. Buy some 25 calls. December 2027s. They're 350 right now. $25 calls are 350. You got enough money for 5 of those, 1750, instead of buying 100 shares where it's at right now. Buy 5 calls, 5 long calls expiring 2027, $25 strikes. You got, you're gonna be on, for 500 shares instead of 100. Nothing wrong with that at all. You know, let's see here. Unity's down. It was down like 3% earlier. It's recovered a little bit, but you know, $35 cash secure puts expiring 2027. What is wrong with that? RXRX is starting to recover, but you could have done $5 cash secure puts expiring 2027. Um, Bringing a nice chunk of change. Rivian is down 3.5%, but right now you could do 12.50 cash secure puts, $13 cash secure puts, $15 cash secure puts expiring 2027. Cash grabs, my friends. That's where the opportunity is. SOXS, I bought a few hundred shares of SOXS because I'm just trying to average down, and at the same time adding more to my position, so that one day, and this will happen, the market will take a really, really big pullback, and these are going to go up significantly. So, and if not, then at least I'm covered. This is my hedge for semiconductors, right? And if nothing happens, then nothing happens. But at least if there was to be a big pullback on semiconductors, this is going to go to 10, $15 a share. That's okay. It's a nice little hedge. GameStop, like I said, I'm trying to leave it alone. I have $25 covered calls expiring in April. Just letting it do its thing. I sold, more of my position today. I'm just trimming at this point, right? Archer Aviation was down like 3% today. $10 cash secure puts, 2027. Super Microcomputer, SMCI. You could have done $45 cash secure puts expiring 2027. Nothing wrong with that. Ceno One, like I said, Ceno One was 1670, 1675 earlier on. I just added to my position. TeraWolf was down, 2-3%. It's recovered. Riot is $21. Right now it's down 5%. So why not sell some $20 cash secure puts expiring January? Bring in $300. You're on the hook for $20, but worst case scenario, you get it and you're basically getting paid to buy it, and your cost basis will be $17. There's nothing wrong with that, my friends. BMNR, it was ridiculous. It was at 45 and change. I went in at market price, and I also did some cash secure puts. And I'm just adding to my position. Totally okay with that. Open Door is down 5%. Sell some $7 cash secure puts expiring December. December 19th. $7 cash secure puts are bringing you $131 right now. Ask for 131. So there's just opportunities everywhere. BBAI was down 5% earlier, and now it's recovered. It's almost at break even. So $6 cash secure puts, 2026. What's wrong with that? Rocket Companies is recovering. Webull was like a 1075 earlier, and it's just $10 cash secure puts expiring 2027. Cash grab. It's there. It's free money. You could bring in $325 on your $1,000 if you do $10 cash secure puts expiring 2027. 32%, 32.5% return on investment. You're not going to hold till then. This is going to go to $15 before we know it. And those are going to be worth 50, 60, 70% less. You'll be able to buy them back for pennies on that dollar. And then you're going to be able to use that capital and move it elsewhere. It all depends on what you want to do, right? QUBT was down to like under $15 today. Let's see here. $15 cash secure puts expire in January. They're 270, 265 right now. It's a really good stock to have. Um, I already talked about BMNU. Under $20 is a gift. You know, go at market price. Buy a couple of hundred. Maybe 100 shares. You have a couple of $1,000. Buy 100 shares. BMNR is going to hit. You know, $60 before you know it. Those are going to be worth. These are going to be inversed. They're a 2x inversed fund, right? So let's say BMNR goes up 11%, 15% in a day. That's those BMNU is going to be up 30%, and then you could sell right then and there. You don't even have to do covered calls. You could just sell, and then wait for it to go back down and keep doing it. That's how you play this game, my friends. You're not afraid of the downside. You just can't fear it. Um, you gotta take advantage of it. These are days that we adore. I love days like today. And honestly, right now I could be doing a lot more, but I'm tired. I'm tired, and I don't want to chase anything. I don't want to make a dumb mistake. There's so many moves I can make right now, but I am exhausted mentally, physically, and guess what? I'm folding my arms. I'm just gonna fold my arms. Everything I see is good. I see my cash secure puts, are they've triggered. My covered calls are extremely green. You know, some cash secure puts are red. Great. Then I get the stock at a price that I wanted. There's some cash secure puts that were like 100% underwater, 90% underwater. They expire in November. I rolled them to January, and I left it at the same strike price, and they gave me more money. I brought in more money. I'm still, but now my cost basis is gonna be even lower. And I'm gonna pray for them to give me those shares on that date. I'm totally okay with that. This is exactly why you choosing strikes that are below where that day's low is so key. Because if you are assigned those shares, you're smiling, you're grinning, because people were buying a month ago at like 40-50% more than what you're buying at. That means the stock is worth at least 40-50% more than where you're buying it. And you're getting it at a discount, a 2-for-1 sale. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with buying SoFi at $25 in 2027? Nothing. There's nothing wrong with that. What's wrong with buying C3.ai, at $20 in 2027? Nothing. The stock was $40 not too long ago. It's contagion right now. Even good companies are going to be down because people are selling everything so that they can hold on to money, and a lot of people are getting they're getting fleeced. A lot of people are paper handing. Oh, there's this image I wanted to show you guys. Let me see if I can find it. Riot earning after hours cannon fodder. Yeah, I know. I'm waiting on it. We'll see what happens. It doesn't matter what Riot does, honestly, because I have my covered calls out already. I took advantage of the volatility and the IV. So it's all good. Willie Idaho's in the house saying word. Jude K saying folding arms is good. Moneymaker Juan. Hello, everyone. Hope your back is feeling better. Yeah, Juan, my back is feeling it's tight, but it's not nearly as bad as it was earlier, in a couple of months ago. I've been doing some stretches, I'm trying to kind of walk more. I do walk a lot at work, but stretching is key. Also, like cutting back on a lot of sugar, cutting back on a lot of fats, trying not to eat past 7 o'clock, trying to lose a few more pounds. I've lost already a lot of weight, but I'm going to try to lose another 30-40 pounds, because that's kind of in strengthening my core, because it's a lot of weight that I'm carrying, right? And think of it as like a 30-40 pound backpack. Although I don't feel it, my back does, right? So I'm gonna do that. Also, I don't know if I mentioned to you guys, but my son, he had a little surgery. He had a little surgery on his thumb. He had this little weird thing growing in his thumb, and they put him under anesthesia. That was kind of nerve wracking. I took off of I was at work when this happened, but I talked to some people and I said, hey man, listen, I'm gonna have to dip, and I put really smart people. It took four people to do my job actually, but I people that I trust, I basically gave people different tasks that I do, and I was able to then take off, and so I was able to be there for my son's surgery, and so it was a little nerve wracking because he's 6 and it's the first time that they put a general anesthesia on him, and um, the plastic surgeon went into his thumb, cut this little growth that he's had there, and it was a pretty big chunk, and then they put a skin graft, um, and he's doing well. They put a little cast on him so he doesn't move his thumb, and so we're waiting on that to heal. But just that with work, the emotional, weight, and it just I really wanted to be here for my son, 24/7, but I can't. My wife is working from home, so that kind of helps. So I knew he was, getting well taken care of, but just being so busy at work, man. It's taking a toll, and I need to rest. But um, so when I see stuff like today, right, and I'm looking at everything that's going on in the market, don't be afraid to fold your arms, guys. Sometimes the best move you can make is no move at all. When things are moving so fast, and you're you don't want to get caught chasing anything. Um, put your stinkers out, right, and let them trigger. If they don't trigger, oh well. Tomorrow will be another trading day. Don't feel weird if you grab like a pad and a paper and write down um, what the underlying right stock is, and then write down different strike dates, and what the stock is worth right now, and and strike zones, and that helps me sometimes actually focus more, because it's not seeing like all these numbers juggling back and forth. Like I can just see, and I'm sticking to one strike date and a couple of strike zones, and what the underlying is, and then percentages. That helps me a lot sometimes. So don't be afraid to do that too. I know that we have the technology to help you do other things, but sometimes it helps to just have like a static number in front of you, right? Like you write down stuff and you can see it, and it kind of helps you you know um, have a better idea on how you want to move stuff around. And you can do that for like a number of of stocks, and then you have a list, that kind of helps me too. But anyway, so yeah, man, it's been it's been real, and it's good to be back, guys. I'll tell you guys right now. Gonna go, tomorrow, back on hopefully at 8:30 a.m. I know it was a little late today, but like I said, there was so much going on in the market, right? That I was capitalizing. Um, and don't be don't be afraid of red days like today. In the grand scheme of things, it's not terrible. And so don't listen to all that noise um, everywhere else. You guys just focus on what's important, which is your portfolio, and have a really good idea. um, anyway, so what I wanted to show you guys is this. I'm hoping that I'm able to see it, or you guys are able to see it. I mean, uh, I'm going to share my screen here. Um, let's see here. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see it. Derp. There we go. Can you guys see this guy? Can you guys see it? Let me see if you guys can see it. Yeah. Don't be that guy. Don't be Eddie Paperhands. don't don't because we were talking about Paperhead the Weenie Babies, right? So don't be that guy, you know. Because it's not good, man. It's my parody on Edward Scissorhands, right? But yeah, don't be Eddie Paperhands, man, because you got to know what you hold, guys. Don't uh don't listen to the noise. SoFi is going to be $45 next year. um Sell $30 cash secure puts out to 2027, man. It's a cash grab. Don't be afraid to sell $35 cash secure puts in Unity. um you know it's there's so much good stocks out there. You guys know what these companies can do. C3.ai is a great company, man. It's right now. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of changes, but the stock is worth $40 a share, man. It's at 17 right now, but it's okay. Just get paid to buy the stock. Webull at 10 is insane to me. That's fine. It's at sell some 1250 cash secure puts up to 2027. Get paid a lot of money to buy that stock, right? Or you could go at market price. Go through BM&R, sell some $50 cash secure puts expiring February, and then bring in more than $10. You bring $12, and then use those $1,200 to buy 100 shares of Webull. What's wrong with that? You just basically are buying, BM&R at like $38, $39 a share. If it's between, 50 and under in January, you're going to get those shares. And then guess what? You just ended up buying another 100 shares um, of Webull for your for your troubles of believing in BM&R and wanting to buy it. What is wrong with that? You just grew your portfolio from 100 shares of BM&R, right? To 100 shares of BMNR plus 100 shares of Webull. Do you see that? Does that make sense? I know I'm not the best teacher, but like, it's got to make sense. Like, would you rather just have 100 shares of BMNR, or would you rather have 100 shares of BMNR and 100 shares of Webull? Worst case scenario, they return your money, your BMNR money in January because BMNR is $60, $70. They give you back $5,000. Well, boo fucking who? You just got 100 free shares of Webull if that's the case. What is wrong with that? I don't see the problem. Um, so money N8 R8 R74 saying great show. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. N8 Joe V saying definitely. UK saying yes. So yeah, that's what's going on, man. You know, I know there's not many of us on the show today because I just did this impromptu, but it's good to see you guys, man. I know I've been missing for a while, and looking to do another show tomorrow, right? Let's see here. Let's see what this graph is showing us today. Let's see here. Oh yeah. Let me share this with you guys. For some reason, my laptop is lagging right now. Hope you guys are able to see it. Yeah, so that's what the market's looking like today, my friends. What the heck is going on, man? Yeah, so market, as you guys can see, Um, Microsoft is down. Like technology, it's so weird, right? Because it seems like every day it's kind of been like that. It's like half of the market is red, half the market is green. But that's kind of like my cue um, to that's kind of my cue um, that things are not normal, right? That's kind of my cue um, to start taking money off the table. That's kind of my cue to start putting my cash reserves, away a little bit, and start taking money off the table wherever I can, because the correction is coming, and it's a matter of time, right? So if you guys bought, if you're one of those people that bought Nvidia, and it went to 200 and change already, don't be afraid to take some money off the top. You've made a lot of money. Take a little off the table. Don't get caught holding the bag. Um, Palantir, same thing. If you bought, at 8, 10, $20, and it's $190, 195. Don't be afraid to sell a little bit. Kind of safeguard yourself. If you bought Tesla at 190, 150, 140, don't be afraid to take a little bit off at the top right now. And have those cash reserves sit, so that if we do have a correction of 20, 30%, you're going to go shopping, and you're going to take full advantage of everything the market has to offer, right? Don't get caught flat-footed. That's kind of the last thing um, that you want. Let's see here. What else we got going? Ion Q is recovered. Um, yeah, BM&R under $48 is crazy. It's beautiful. Ethereum is at 3,700. Ethereum, if it goes to 3,500, I'm gonna go and buy a one Ethereum. Um, Bullish was at $48, $49 today. So a cash secured put expiring December would not be a terrible thing. Let's see here. What do we got? The SQQQ is up, very nice. Um, Serve Robotics. Serve Robotics is down almost 4% right now. Serve Robotics is $13. It's not terrible. Um, January $13 cash secure put could bring you 230 right now. $230 to buy Serve at $13, meaning you really are buying it for 1070. Nothing wrong with that, my friends. Nothing wrong with that at all. Um, Domo at $13, not terrible. Let's see here. Bull under $10 is crazy. AOI, it's in 35 land again. I can wait for 30. Neo at $7. You know, interesting, very interesting. QBTS $35. Not terrible. I was telling you guys about QBTS when it was like 12, $13. Lyft at 20. Under 20 was beautiful today. If anybody got Lyft at 1950, 1960, congratulations. Great stock. Um, QuantumScape. QuantumScape today. Some $15 cash secure puts expiring January. Not a terrible deal. You get 261, 265 for them. Not terrible. Um, Rocket Technologies or Companies, RKT, at $16 a share. It's that interest rate, man, that's messing with them. But once that get worked out, that company, this company is only 25. 1620 cash secure put expiring January. It's bringing you in almost $2 right now. You ask for 190, 191. What is wrong with that? You're essentially getting the stock at like around 14 bucks and change. I don't see anything wrong with that at all, my friends. Anyhow, that's what I have for today, my fellow simpletons and degenerates. Um, Thank you so much for watching. It's good to be back. I hope to be back tomorrow around 8:30 a.m. California time. So, hopefully I will see you guys here tomorrow. Um, until then, have a great rest of your day. Keep your head on a swivel. Look at where the opportunities are. Don't be afraid of the upside. Definitely don't be afraid of the downside. Take advantage of what the market is giving you. Don't try to chase anything. Today, things are adjusting. I think tomorrow is going to be an interesting day because it's a um, option expiry day. So tomorrow is going to be very interesting. Then we have the weekend, right? And so extra time for those options to decay some more. Um, take advantage of it, guys. Take advantage of it. It's a beautiful day for cash secure puts. You know, earlier in the week was beautiful for some covered calls. And hopefully you guys took full advantage of that. You know, look at SoFi, look at C3.ai, look at Unity, look at Webull for sure. Um, let's look at NVTS, look at QUBT, QBTS, uh, look at RKT, right? Um, let's see here, BMNR for sure. Um, Look at SDGR. Look at ORGN. Um, let's see. Look at Figma, FIG. Definitely look at S, um, which is Sentinel One. Sentinel One, great company, guys. Um, let's see here. ABAT. ABAT is another company that you could be looking at. Um, BMNU, BMNU. Market price is not terrible. Right now it's like a 19. Uh, that's going to go to $30 before you know it. Let's look at BBAI. BBAI is definitely a stock, $7 cash secure puts expiring 2027. Cash grab. Look at Riot. Let's look at Archer, ACHR, RXRX. I mean, those are there, man. It's just you just gotta want it, man. Anyways, I'm the Savage of Wall Street, my fellow simpletons and degenerates, scallywags and near do wells. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I see you guys tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. California time, right here. Same place, uh, same channel, same bat channel, same bat time. Until then, you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take it easy, my friends. Later. Peace.